Hello everyone. So today we are going to study operating system. So operating system is one of the core subject for GATE examination. Now, first of all, the books that I recommend everyone with respect to the operating system is by Galvin, and you can also follow the book by William Stelling. And there is a Tannenbaum also that you can follow. Okay, so these are the three important books that are relevant to the operating system subject. Now coming to the syllabus for operating system. Now the operating system is basically starts with a bit of introduction in the fundamentals of operating system. We have fundamentals of operating system. Then we have a process management. Then we have the memory management. Okay, and then we comes to the file management, and finally we have the protection and security for the files. So these are the five important topics, or you can say five important units that you need to focus on when you are going for the operating system subject. And we will be going through each one of these units one by one, and we'll try to understand how one of the subject unit is relevant to the another unit. Okay, so we'll start with the first one, that is the fundamentals of operating system. Before continuing, the fundamentals of operating system. Now these process management and memory management, these comprise the 40% of your, you can say, the syllabus from which the questions can be there in the GATE exam. Okay, so you need to focus on these two units very carefully. Now when we talk about the introduction, or you can say the background of operating system and background, so here we will study what is basically an operating system. Okay, so what is operating system? Now operating system, it is a basically an interface. So we can say it is an interface that connects user and the hardware. Okay, so user means that we are the users of the computer system. Now the computer is made up of two things. We have a software, we have a hardware. So in order to get the access to the hardware, the user has to go through the operating system. So more specifically, if at the core end we have the hardware, then there is an operating system at the top, and after that we have the users that can access the operating system via any applications, and then they can access the hardware. Okay, so that means it is the operating system that is responsible for managing the hardware of the machine. Let's take one more example. Let's suppose you write a C program. Okay, so let's suppose main is there, then index. Okay, let's suppose we write a very basic program to print hello world. Okay, now this command, we know that this is basically a simple C program to print this string. Now this string is basically displayed on a monitor. Now monitor is a hardware device. Now this is the command that will perform the write operation over the monitor. Okay, so that will perform the write operation. Now monitor is a hardware device, so it will generate a internal call. internal call. So internal call is generated to perform the write operator on the monitor. So you can say it is a sort of a request, or this internal call will also be considered as a system call. System call. So we can say, what is a system call? It is a request made by the user program in order to get any service, or in order to get service from the operating system. Okay, so this is known as a system call. So once the system call is generated, or once we execute this program, a system call will be there that will forward the request to the operating system to write this string onto the monitor. Okay, so that's how a user program is there, which is basically accessing the hardware via the operating system. Okay, now these different types of system calls are there. So we have different types of system calls for different kind of services, for different types of services. Okay, so different types of system calls are there for different kind of services that a user want to get it from the operating system. Now operating system can also be considered as a resource allocator. Okay, so you can also say operating system is a resource allocator. Okay, and basically the resource, when we say resources, there are two types of resources that are available. One is of hardware type, and second one is the software type. And hardware basically includes your let's suppose printers are there, or main memory is there. So these are the hardware types, and software types, the files that are available. So these are the examples of hardware types resources and software types resources. So both of these resources are allocated to the processes by the operating system. Or finally, we can also say operating system is a sort of a government that manages everything inside the system. Okay, so it is the operating system that manages everything inside a computer system. So we can say there are major goals of operating system. So operating system has two important goals. One is your convenience. Convenience means ease of use, so that the users can be able to use the machine easily. And the second one is the efficiency. Okay, now two very famous operating systems are there. For example, Windows are there. Now Windows operating system, the primary goal is the convenience, and secondary goal is the efficiency. However, if you talk about the other operating system like Linux, or let's suppose Unix, so in that the primary goal is convenience. It's efficiency. The primary goal for the Unix operating system is efficiency, and secondary goal will be your convenience. Okay, so these are the important goals of operating system: to make the user feasible to use a machine in order to access the hardware. Okay, so that's how your operating system basically governs the entire machine there. Okay, Now, when we say a computer system, okay, now the computer system is basically, you know, you can say divided into three types of users, or you can say three perspectives are there for operating system. The first perspective is the user end. The second perspective is the system, and the third perspective is the hardware. Okay, so user end is there, which basically includes the user itself, or you can say different applications are there, and other types of services or utilities, you can say. When we talk about the system, we means the operating system itself and the machine language. Now this is another aspect. The machine language is also a part of the system. Okay, and when we talk about the hardware basically comprises of the hardware devices, just like your you can say the physical devices are there. Okay, now this machine language can also be a part of your hardware also. Okay, because there are some instructions, the micro instructions are there, which are directly working on the hardware. Okay, so when we talk about the hardware, the physical devices are there. For example, your input output devices are there, that are again a part of the hardware itself. Okay, so these is basically the what the operating system is, what are the different perspectives of a computer system, and then we got to know how the operating system basically provides the services. Okay, so these are the fundamentals of operating system that one needs to understand before understanding the types of operating system and what types of processes are there, that we will be studying in the next video. Okay, so the next video, that will basically comprise of we'll start with the types of operating system. Okay, so tune in to the next video, everyone, and if you like the video, do comment it, do like it, do subscribe it, and also do share it. Thank you, everyone.